Hey friends, welcome back. We're going to be doing a 20-ish minute stretchy, feel-good flow, a little bit of long-held stretches, and then mellow vinyasa, and then a couple stretches at the end. Perfect for when you don't have a ton of energy, but you want to get some movement in your body and a little bit of peace of mind in your mind. So you don't need any props unless you for sure love to practice with them all the time. And then we'll get started. We'll lay down on our backs. Let your feet come out wide, knock your knees into center, and then interlace your hands behind your head to open up across the chest space, the heart space. And here, start to tune into your inhales and exhales. Not controlling them, but just maybe paying attention to your breath for the first time today. Inhale, feel your chest rise and your ribs expand outwards. Your belly fills up with air. And then on an exhale, let everything hug back into center. Your low back softens against the mat. Just spending a few breaths here at the beginning of class to separate what we were doing before and what we have to do after. From right now, for the next 20 minutes, you're here moving your body, paying attention to your breath, and then acknowledging anything that might come up in your mind or your heart. One more big, expansive breath in. One more grounding breath out. And then release your arms out to the side to cactus shape, so creating a goalpost, 90-degree bend, and then just drop your knees from right to left. A couple times on each side. As you come up through center, finishing up your last one, you're going to cross your right leg over top of your left and let both knees actually drop over to the right side. So big stretch on your left hip rotators. Your right leg is there to weigh down the left knee so you can sink a little deeper. Hug your knees up, back through center, and we're going to cross our right ankle over our left thigh. If you want to stay here, stay here. If you want to go deeper, fish your hands through that little window space for the front of your left shin. This time opening up the outer right hip. Maybe you roll out your ankles, get a little motion through there. Clicks or pops are very normal. 3 breaths. Good. Extend both legs long overhead. Give them a wiggle. Give them a shake. Give your arms a shake. Kind of a legs up the wall variation. And then drop your feet wide, knees into center. Arms create goalposts. And then we rock and roll from side to side again, dropping the knees one way and then the other. Finish up your last one. We're going to plant our right foot down and then our left leg crosses on top of our right. And we drop our knees over to the left side. Breathe into your side ribs, your side waist. Continue to widen across your collarbones and the upper body. Lift back up to neutral, kneecaps are pointing to the sky. And then cross your left ankle over top of your right thigh. Either stay here for a super mellow option, or if you want a bit more of a stretch, reach for the front of the right shin or the back of the right hamstring. Two more cycles of breath. Good. On your next inhale, everything extends up to the sky. Give them a wiggle, give them a shake. And then exhale, roll forward into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So keep as much bend in your knees as you'd like. Your belly rests down onto your thighs. Totally release here. So I want this to be more relaxing and mellow as opposed to a super intense hamstring stretch. So this is your excuse to round and be lazy, just to release. Good. We're going to take a few rocks on our back, so up and down the spine. If this doesn't feel good, just skip it. Maybe you come into a plow and all the way forward into Paschimottanasana. Toes behind you for Halasana. Lean forward for your fold. 2 more times. On this last one, see if you can cross your ankles over and come to a tabletop pose. Somewhere in the middle of your mat. And we'll carry those rocking and rolling motions with us. So inhale to ripple forward through cat spine. On your exhale, let your thighs lower all the way down to the mat. High cobra pose. Inhale, draw your shoulders on the back body, lift your chest, gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose. Inhale, ripple forward to your cat. Exhale, high cobra. Lower your thighs down to the mat, gaze between your thumbs. And peel your shoulders open as you thread your heart through on your in-breath. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Sit your hips back to your heels. One more like that. Move with your own breath. Meeting in child's pose together. We'll take one more ripple forward. And this time lower down all the way onto your belly. Bring your fingertips out to 10 and 2, like there's little mountain peaks underneath your hands. And then identify the back of your heart as you poke your elbows up towards the sky. Tuck your tailbone under, press to the tops of your feet, and as you inhale, lift from that back of the heart space. Oscillating cobra pose. Exhale, lower your belly button, your ribs, your chest, and your head. Inhale up through center, oscillating cobra. Just undulating through your spine. Exhale down. One more. Good. This time lift up through center. Exhale, gaze over the right shoulder as you drop your left shoulder to mat. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, right shoulder down, gaze over your left. Let's do one more on each side. Exhale over to the left. Inhale back up through center. And exhale, release all the way down. Plant your palms by your side ribs. Keep your upper body locked right where it is. And then on your in-breath, lift your inner thighs off the mat. So spiraling them up towards the ceiling, engaging through glutes and hamstrings. Exhale, release. This time, press in the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your upper body, peeling shoulders onto back body. magnetizing your heart forwards. And lower down. At the same time, if you're up for it, inhale, locust pose, Shalabhasana, lift upper body, lift lower body, like you're skimming the earth, reaching long in opposite directions. And exhale, release. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift up through tabletop, and then the downward facing dog. Take out any wiggles here that you need. And we'll take those little spinal undulations here as well. So as we inhale, we lift our heels from the mat, roll forward, rounding through the upper back, come to plank pose. And then exhale, bend your knees, glide your hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, bend your knees, glide your hips back, downward facing dog. One more like that, moving with your breath. And an option to stay with that pattern, otherwise on this next inhale, we'll roll forward to high plank. Exhale, hovering dog. So lift your hips, float off the mat, gaze down between your thumbs, and energetically pull your palms back towards your toes. Tuck your tailbone under slightly, and then inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck chin, glide all the way back. Down dog. Inhale, roll forward to high plank. Exhale, hips lower down towards the mat, but don't quite touch it. Engage through all your muscles. Inhale, lift your gaze, thread your heart through to the front of the mat. And exhale, tuck your chin, press your palms away, downward facing dog. One more just like that. Move with the pace of your own breath. Heels press back behind you. And tuck chin all the way back. Big releasing exhale. Walk your feet a little wider. Walk your hands a little narrower and closer. And then keep your left hand where it is. We're going to twist our right hand underneath our body and hold onto your outer left leg somewhere. So inhale to grow long through your spine. And then exhale, really spiral underneath your left shoulder. One more breath. Good, swap them out. Right hand plants in the center. Left hand seeks somewhere on the outside of the right leg. Inhale, grow tall and long, really spiraling your inner thighs back. And then exhale, twist underneath your right shoulder. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good, come back to center and then walk your hands to the back of the mat, find your forward fold. Nice wide stance. And bend into one knee, bend into the other knee. Good. Slowly, slowly stack your spine. Come to stand at the back of the mat. And then balance onto your right foot. So really feel into all four corners of that right stance. And then capture your left foot behind you. So coming into just like a classic quad stretch here. So inner thighs are hugging together. You're going long through your spine. And then exhale, see if you can keep a little micro bend in your right knee as you lean forward. Block would be great underneath the right hand if you want to take that. Good, stay here. And then slowly rise back to standing. Set your left heel in front of you slightly. And we're going to fold over. So a little hamstring stretch. A nice active one. Little micro bend in the left knee. Inhale to find a flat back-ish. And then exhale, fold. Good. Inhale to rise back up. And then exhale, plant both feet. We'll switch sides. Left foot is nice and secure into the mat. And then curl your right heel in towards your glute. touch your foot from the outside. And then inhale to tuck your pelvis underneath you. Exhale, we fold forward. Left hand can be on your left hip just to kind of see where you are in space, or if you want a little more of a challenge, you can reach it out in front of you. Kicking right hand and right foot into each other to open the top of your right thigh. One more breath in. And slowly come back through center. Step your right heel slightly in front of you. And then fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Good. Rise back up. And stand in Tadasana. From here, we're going to pop up onto our toes and slowly lower down. So hips are dropping down towards heel. Your kneecaps are pointing in front of you if you find toe stand. Inhale here. Exhale, knees drop. Hips extend, reach your arms overhead. And then exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Pop your knees off the mat. Plant your heels down. Melasana with a forward fold. Reaching your arms forward as if someone is tugging you from the front of the mat. And then inhale, toe stand. Exhale, knees drop. Inhale, hips drive high. Back bend if you want to add that. And then exhale, hands draw through heart center. Pop your knees off. Drop your heels down, reach forward. One more time, inhale, toe stand. Exhale, drop your knees. Inhale, lift up and out of your waist, drive your back pockets forward. And exhale, hands come through heart center, pop your knees off, lower down into Melasana. Stay for one inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk your hands forward. Come to a tabletop. And then all the way down onto your belly. Good. From here, if you want to take the option, we're going to move into Dhanurasana bow pose. We did some activating through the back body. We did some stretching through our quads. So it might be there. If that's too much, just chill here. But if you want to take it, we're going to curl our heels in towards our glutes. Hug our inner thighs together. And then reach back with both hands for the outsides or insides of both feet. Magnetize your heart forward. And then kick your hands into your feet to lift everything off the mat. 3 breaths here. Final inhale. Final exhale, release. Good. Draw your right knee up towards your right elbow. And lay onto your right temple. Half frog stretch. Starting to slow down. Keep your hands in a cactus or straighten them out to a T. You're going to bring your right leg all the way back behind you and land those right toes. If you want, you can stay here, or your right hand can reach back behind you, find your left hand, and interlace your fingers, opening up through the chest and shoulders. Big opening, so if you need to ease off, you can always bring your hands down closer towards your sacrum. Good, and then lay on your left side body. Draw right heel into glute. And just take a nice quad stretch here. Tucking sit bones underneath you. Bending the left knee slightly for balance. And then we'll swap it out. So lay onto your belly. Hands can be at goalpost or to a T. We're going to draw our left knee up towards our left elbow or armpit. Find your half frog. Maybe lay onto your left temple, see how that feels. Good. Now we're going to roll onto our right body and then bring our left toes back behind us. Left kneecap is pointing up towards the sky. Option to bring your left hand back behind you and interlace it with your right fingers, and then press the palms of your hands together. Straighten out your elbows. One more breath in, expand across your collarbones. Exhale, lay onto your right side, curl left heel into glute. Find your quad stretch. More sensation if you make your ugly pelvis and tuck it underneath you. Less intensity on the low back. One more breath in. And then exhale, roll down onto your belly. We're just going to hang out here for a few breaths, maybe 3 to 5 cycles. So whatever you need to do to totally loosen and soften. Take one more inhale together. And exhale fully. Feel free to hang out longer here. We'll move into any final stretches or shavasana. Otherwise, when you're ready, come meet me in a seated posture, crossing your legs over. Close your eyes down, place your hands on your knees. Take one inhale, grow the back of your neck long. And then exhale, release out of your mouth. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being alongside me on these feel-good stretchy flows. Just 20 minutes for the end of your day to feel good in your body and give your mind and heart a little chance to reset. So if you liked it, please like it and then share with others and then subscribe so you see the next one as well. And I'll see you then.